Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining, whether you're watching now, later, whenever, never, but you should be watching at some point in time. How's everybody doing? All right. Wolves, Mavs, or Mavericks hosting Wolves. Wolves at Mavericks. Game 3 today. Gonna do an astrology prediction. Thanks to everybody that watched the other ones and that joined. I'm 1 for 1 on the predictions with this series. And that game, wild one. I'll get into it. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining. I'm just gonna come in the chat because I know Grandizer's here already. Thank you for putting that in there, G. Good morning. Yes, you can follow me on Twitter over there. Feel free, and I'm still calling it Twitter. So, yes, thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate you. Good morning. Good morning. I have my water. I have my coffee. So, cheers, everybody. You're simple man. You see that I have a video and you click it. Perfect. Very good. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. You're the best. All right. Those are my own comments. I'm going to scroll right by them. It's early because 2 hours, right? 2 hours, 2 hours behind. I always have to check. In fact, I even double checked that Minneapolis and Dallas are still in the same time because it has happened to me before where I have put the wrong damn time in the astrology chart, and the time is probably like the most important thing, if not like the most important thing when looking at the charts. But yeah, definitely early for you. I think it's 7 o'clock there? 7, right? 7. It's early. I'm doing pretty good so far. Yeah, so far so good. Minimal complaints. So yeah. I generally am an early bird. I always have been my whole entire life. Like, it's hard to sleep in. Like, even if I stay up late, I will wake up early. And having the dog too, we get up early. But again, I'm an early bird anyway. So yes, she's already taking a nap. She's already exhausted from this day. I could just swivel the camera. She's sleeping on my sofa right now. But yeah, already had her breakfast, already went for a walk. So she's already tuckered out for the day. She's waiting for the second walk of the day. Lots of walks, yeah. I like yoga, but I don't do it enough, actually. I do want to start doing it more. Since I walk so much with the dog now, which is good, but I want to do more. I do try to stretch every day. Easier said than done. I do at least try to stretch every day, though. And my mom is beyond obsessed with pickleball. So I have picked up a pickleball paddle and started playing some pickleball. She's very good at it. But she lives predominantly in Arizona. So she comes up to Minnesota for the summer. But so she gets a lot of pickling in. She's got her pickle pals down in Arizona. So I have been. I don't go to church. No, not my thing. I am all about spirituality and stuff like that. But no, not a churchgoer myself. But nothing against anybody that goes, of course. Give your energy to Other Earth. Yes. I don't know. I'm always waiting. Like, are you going to come get us? Our friends from above? But thanks for asking. I hope you're well. Do you have to work today too? Or are you just, are you going to bed? Are you still awake from the evening? What's going on with you? Wakey, eggs and bakey. I had a teacher in middle school that used to say that. And there was somebody that I wasn't in this class at the time, but somebody fell asleep. It was in like 7th or 8th grade. And she like slapped on the desk and was like, wakey, eggs and bakey. With your hostess. Yeah, exactly. Good morning. Yes, let's get into it. I love that. Grandizer, you got the best quips there. I'm not saying it was creepy dolls, but it was creepy dolls. Okay, that's really funny that you mentioned that because I went on my Duolingo yesterday and I was practicing my French and my Spanish, and I don't remember how to say it, but it's like, gosh, they were giving me the phrases with dolls. The phrases were like, I want to pull it up right now. It was, they have a lot of dolls. It was like Poupees. Poupees? Poppies? I can't remember. Oh my God, that is so funny that you mentioned that though. I'm going back to Duolingo now. I don't think I can find it, but Duolingo literally was making me practice. They have a lot of dolls. And I think it was in Spanish. That's probably why I can't remember. I don't even know the French word for doll, actually. My immediate thought would be bébé, but that's baby. Creepy dolls. So funny. William, how you doing? Good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Hope all is well. What do you got rolling today? Got the 1980s TV series Saved by the Bell. Oh man, yeah, because we're Saved by the Bell. I'm not gonna start singing that song, but I know that song. And I never got into that one myself. I've seen a few episodes, but yeah, classic. There you go. Something that you can just put on. 7 a.m. Got it. Mother Earth, that's kind of what I thought. I figured you meant Mother Earth, so I rolled with it. Yeah, we got it. Bob, how you doing? Skull. All right. I still haven't done my Vikings season prediction yet. I don't even know what the schedule is for the Vikings. Maybe I could get into that later. But I'm here for the Timberwolves Mavericks game 3. Okay. Le Doll. Is it? Perfect. Thanks, Bob. Is that what it is in French? Okay. Le Doll. I really want to find, gosh, what it was like. Maybe it was French. No, it was Spanish. I want to go to Google Translate now because it's bothering me. Because I can't go back to I could go back to the Duolingo lesson, but they were making me practice the phrase, they have a lot of dolls. They have a lot of dolls. Dolls. Ellas tienen muchos. No, it was in French. They were telling me to do it in French. I can't even keep my lessons straight now. Ils ont beaucoup de poupées. Yes, it was French. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Can you guys hear it? I'll turn it up. Sorry, it bothered me. I had to put it in translate. Ils ont beaucoup de poupées. They have a lot of dolls. Okay. My dog's like, what? My dog actually responds quite well to French, which is, I think she had a past life as like a French royal or like aristocrat. She's very. Ils ont beaucoup de poupées. All right, there we go. Got it. Absolutely nothing. That's okay. Sometimes nothing is absolutely the best. Not gonna lie. I love doing nothing. I want to do all my stuff right away so then I don't have to do anything later. It's the best. You can just sit and do nothing. It rarely works out that way, but I try. Today, oh, wow. This is a rarity? A day off? What? Good for you. You have weekends off. Nice. Yeah, she lives in Arizona predominantly. She is up in Minnesota right now for the summer though. Yeah, you have to stop by and say hi. You can do. Well, yeah, she Mrs. whatever. I think Miss though. Yeah, actually, she would prefer if you called her doctor. So, Dr. Cook. She would prefer. Saved by the Bell was huge here in the UK. Literally, oh really? Every kid watched it. That's cool. I was watching reruns of Little House on the Prairie. You know, that's what I was doing. But yeah, that's cool. Jade, le Timberwolf. I know, because everything's masculine or feminine. You know, and then you take off the e half the time, and you put the what is it? The comma, not the comma. What am I thinking of? People, not the parentheses. What the? Come on, help me. Somebody help. Help! Asia, there she is. Good morning. I love that. Good morning, everybody. All right. And two, fun fact. Sundays, every planet rules a day of the week. Does anybody want to guess what planet or luminary rules Sunday? Anybody want to take a guess? All the planets and luminaries, they all rule a day. I've said it before. Any guesses? Any guesses? I bet some of you already know. Good to see you, Asia. I'll tell you. The sun. The sun rules Sundays, people. So, yes. Or doctor. Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Cook, she'd prefer that. All right. So let me just get this out of the way right now. Okay, so I'm going to put up, this was my game 2 prediction. Again, for those of you that joined me for the chart breakdown, thank you. I'm pissed that I got that wrong. I'm going to be honest right now. I'm airing my grievances. I'm so annoyed that I read that wrong. I went back, and I saw, okay. Moving forward, learning for next time. But oh my gosh, was that chart reflective of the game? Like the games in this series have been insane, and the charts have been very difficult as well. I mean, all the charts are hard. But damn. I mean, the first one, game one, that was weird already. Like Conley getting fouled, the Timberwolves having a chance at the very end to come back, and then Dallas did end up winning. And then game two, okay, Wolves are ahead, doing well. What did they have? Like 16, 20-point lead, whatever. Okay, then Dallas decides to come back. Naz Reid carrying the Timberwolves. Okay, just a 3-point machine. And then at the very end, the Timberwolves have a chance to win it at the buzzer. It looks good from Naz Reid, and out. Wow, what a wild one. And man, I'm just mad I missed that. I hope today, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I've been looking at this chart since yesterday. I got my nerd notes. I've gone over it. I've double-checked the time. I've double-checked that we're in the same time zone as Dallas. I looked at extra stuff, and I still am just not fully confident at all. I'm going to pull up the chart and talk my way through it. I think I just have to go with my first instinct when I looked at the chart and my immediate thought was shit. As a Timberwolves fan, that was my thought, shit. Because it looked like Dallas is going to win this one too. But I'm going to break down my findings, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm annoyed by that. But can't win them all. So my prediction so far this series, I'm 1 for 1. And then I will see what happens. So, all right, I didn't miss anything in the chat. So anyway, like I said, I had the Wolves winning by 3-9 for game 2. Dallas won by 1. And towards the end too, it was such a good game. And just, it's crazy to watch. I mean, back and forth at the end there. And then the Wolves, they blew it. And before I even get into the chart, because I say this every time, but as an astrologer, I have to stay objective, regardless of which team that I like. You have to stay objective. Otherwise, it's going to get muddled. So let me just go off as a Timberwolves fan for a second, if you all don't mind. Karl-Anthony Towns, you can stay on the bench, sir. Why that cat, no pun intended, why do you not drive to the basket? We get it. You can make 3-pointers. Newsflash, everybody wants to make a 3-pointer. Drive to the basket every once in a while. Yeah, and I'm sure there was no wondering why his ass was on the bench. Okay. And Rudy Gobert, I'm sorry, dude, but how long have you been in the league? Okay? He had some good plays and stuff, but I have said this before about him. You're a tall dude that doesn't seem to have any control of your body whatsoever. It just seems like, randomly, if you put your hands in the air at the right place, then you're going to play some defense. Defensive player of the year? What? He had a good steal. I'll give him that. And I am sorry, but missing free throws, it's in the name, people. It's a free throw at the hoop. I don't know if they're not having to run killers for missed free throws or what, but that's what I had to do playing basketball. You had to shoot 10 free throws. However many you missed, you get on the line. And that was the worst, hearing that in sports. On the line. Because then you had to run a killer. We called them killers, but worst ever. So what the hell is going on? And then Anthony Edwards, still young, and it's just throwing the ball away. It's I don't know if it's too much pressure now, because Ant was clearly, running the team and holding the team together. So if there's too much pressure on him and he can't rely on Karl-Anthony Towns, number one, what are you doing here? How long have you been on the team too? And half the time, he's like a big old baby out there. I'm sorry, big old baby. And they're all crybabies, too. All of them, too. Not just the Timberwolves, but I was fouled. Shut up, dude. They're not going to get every call. Every single time there is a foul called. What? I didn't foul. Every single time they think there should be a foul. How dare you not call that? It's getting to the point sometimes watching a game where it's just are you kidding me? The refs are never going to get every call. sometimes they do miss big ones, like this last game where Kyrie clearly fouled, I think it was Conley or whoever the hell had it, and then but they couldn't call the foul, so then it should have actually been Minnesota's ball, but then Dallas got it. Okay, yeah, that sucked. That could have maybe turned the game, but you can't do anything about it. They can challenge them, but okay. Sorry, I had to go off a little bit there just because it's the missed free throws too. And Rudy Gobert especially. So it's like, Rudy, you're not really playing defense. You're missing free throws. You make some shots. What are you doing? You're just a large person. Anybody with that stature, put your hands up in the air. I guess that's what you're doing. Speaking of French, okay? All right. Nothing against the French either. I love France, actually. I wish I could live there. One day I will live there. The many loves it. Oh yeah, the many loves Adobe Gillis. That's a throwback. Anyway, thanks for everybody for letting me rant. Reruns in the 1960s, way before, yeah, was that, and that's like Bachelor Father times, like Dick Van Dyke. We talked about like Green Acres, Petticoat Junction, Bonanza, Gunsmoke, all of those ones, Yeah, so Toby Gillis. I haven't heard that in a minute. Buenos dias, señorita. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Ça va? Ça va bien? We're talking about Spanish earlier. Yeah, so that's funny. Thanks for joining, Summer Home. Always good to see you. The Many Loves of Toby Gillis had a beatnik played by the late Bob Denver. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool, man, cool. Taps the table or snaps fingers instead of clapping. Yeah, there we go. Like the beatniks do. Yeah, Big Baby. Yeah, and when there was a time too when Adam Thielen was on the Vikings, and Karl Anthony Towns was obviously on the Timberwolves. It was like we had big babies everywhere, big whiners all over the place. It's just it's like, stop being such a big baby. You're an adult, right? You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a child's game. Yeah, they're children that don't understand the seriousness of not partying before a game. That too. I never even thought about that. That too. Good point. They also play best under pressure. They need to be in a bad place to climb up. Yes, huge babies. And you know what? I'm going to pull the chart up here and get into it because there's good and bad for both in the chart too. So I do think the game's going to be another close one this evening. And it's like, grow up. Now the fire is really going to be under their ass too, because they could have the potential to get swept. And then I mentioned this too on the last stream, people talking about like, is KG going to show up? Is he going to, show up to the game and possibly go to game 5? Like, there might not be a game 5. And thinking about it more too, I mentioned this before. It's just like, Kevin Garnett, I don't know his entire birth chart, but I know he's a sun. He was born during Taurus season. So his sun sign, who he is at his core, his power, his effervescence inside, he is a Taurus. And they're the bull. They cannot be pushed and shoved. Like, even if all of these people are telling him, KG, you should go back to Minnesota. KG, you should go. I mean, that might be more for him to just stick his feet in the mud even more and be like, I said I'm not going back until Glenn Taylor's gone. He's still there. I'm not going. Like, watch him show up to a game if Boston makes it too. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. If the Wolves bounce back in some capacity, we'll see in due time. But I just thought of that the other day. But yes, Asia, good point. They are babies. It's like, oh, here comes the choo-choo, open wide. Okay, you need your passy? Here you go. It's like, we got Kevin O'Connell for the Vikings. Now, what do we need to call Chris Finch here? And I like Chris Finch as a head coach, actually. I went to get a haircut today. I just shave it all off. Bald is beautiful. Hashtag bald is beautiful. Yeah, for sure. Might as well. I haven't had a hair. I need to get a hair trim, like to trim my ends so bad. But I also know nothing about basketball. Okay, I'm done. Hey, sometimes you don't even need to know anything about the sport. Like, if you're just a good read of like people and personalities, you can see. You can just see, you can tell. Yes. Mm-hmm. I forgot what I asked about. Somebody remind me. Elias Smith and Jones. What is that? I'm sorry. I forgot. I have forgotten, Bob. What was it? Also, I was watching Below Deck before I came on while I was getting ready. So they're talking Australian. Latest odds: Timberwolves plus 2.5. Matt. Oh yeah. See, it's like even Steven. James, what do you got? I cut my own hair. Has saved me a ton over the. Yeah, I mean, if you can cut your own hair, why not? One of my friends said that she learned to cut her hair from YouTube. So I don't know. One of my really good friends is a hairstylist, so I should just like go make an appointment. I should just do that. But if all I'm getting is just like a little trim of the ends, maybe I should try to learn it myself. But watch, I would just completely mess up my hair, like go Edward Scissorhands, but he was actually good at what he did. So yeah, but if you can cut your own hair, might as well. I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the chart here. That was a really good show. So sad that one of the sad was considered one of the best TV westerns that debuted in the early 1970s. Nice. And 2 wasn't Bob Crane. You mentioned Bob Crane, right? Hogan's Heroes as well. I'm trying to go back in the comments. Bob Crane. He was on Hogan's Heroes, and I watched a lot of Hogan's Heroes as well. When I went and stayed with my grandparents when I was younger, my grandpa would watch that show all the time. Hogan's Heroes. So Colonel Klink, all the peeps. Yeah, I know about them. All right, game 3. Here we go, people. I'm going to pull up the chart. I'm going to try to dive deep. I'm going to go in my nerd notes and try to make a decision because, like I said at the beginning, I'm still just like, what's going to happen? All right, let me get the chart pulled up here. Okie dokie. Here it is, peeps. Here it is. All right, I'll show you the top here. Mavs versus Wolves, game 3, Sunday, May 26, 2024. We got all the information right. It's in Dallas. Yeehaw, 7 p.m. All right. Do I have to double check the time again? I think I've checked the time of the game about 3 times now. All right, 7 p.m. That's what we're going with. All right. So, like I said on the last one, since these games are being played in the Central Time Zone, the charts look relatively similar. They have the 2 planets representing each team are the same. It's going to be Mars and Venus again, just like the last couple of games. Only they're going to be flipped now because Dallas is hosting and Minnesota is the visitor. So the way that I read the charts is the home team is represented by house number 1. That's Dallas. House number 1 lands over here in the sign of Scorpio. So I'm going to pull up my notes on my computer and my notes over here. All right. So Scorpio is ruled by the planets Mars and Pluto. So we're going to look at those 2 planets. Those 2 planets are going to represent Dallas today. And then since Minnesota is the visitor, they're over here, house number 7. House number 7 lands in the sign of Taurus. Speaking of Tauruses, Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Dallas is going to be Mars, Pluto this evening, and then Minnesota, they are represented by Venus. All right. So Mars is over in a sign that it rules. It rules the sign Aries. So right away, to me, really, okay, fine. Hold on. Hold everything here. I clicked on it and then it opened up another damn page. Okay, here we go. We're back. All right. What? Did you have one of those old logos or a poster? If you do, put one behind you. Really cool. I used to have a bunch of posters and stuff. I don't have any anymore. I don't have any, but I should. I'll think about it. I actually have this thing that I could put on my wall. It's a pond. That would make me look like I'm floating in a pond. Maybe I'll put that on the wall. I used to have oh, okay. And Jones wasn't. Oh, okay. Cool. A 1970s. I've never heard of those. Okay, cool. I'd probably like them, to be honest. I like Westerns and stuff like that. That is a great. I know. Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, with Bob Crane. Yeah, absolutely. There's another unsolved mystery, right? So, all right, we're back. So Mars, Pluto, Dallas Mavericks for this evening. Like I said, Mars is in a sign over here, which it rules. And it's actually in the Dallas Mavericks fifth house of games, entertainment, sports, and recreation can be found there as well. So right there, that looks good for Dallas. I like that. And then we're going to look at Pluto too, because that's the co-ruler here. So Pluto is right over here in the sign of Aquarius. And Pluto is making good harmony with Venus and the Sun and Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter and Venus are our great bestie planets. They're the benefic planets. And then the Sun, overall life force here. So, right there, I'm just like, as a Timberwolves fan, I'm like, okay. So that looks relatively decent for the Dallas Mavericks. Another thing that I always look at, we always have to look at, is the moon. What is the moon doing? So the last game, the moon was called, she was void. So she wasn't making any communication with any other planets. So she's kind of wandering. She was kind of lost, which was also challenging because I look at the moon to determine the winner. She's like an extra layer of information. So that was also another difficult thing from the last game too, was that she was kind of wandering around. And if you look at the last game too, it was like both teams were kind of wandering around. And then, at the end, Dallas ended up winning by 1. So very, very tight match. Now, today, the moon is not void. She is actually in communication with Mercury over here in the sign of Taurus. She's in a trine with Mercury. And then she is also, one thing for the Dallas Mavericks that I don't like for them, the moon is squaring, there's this red line right here, squaring Mars. Squaring is tough. It's rough. It's like this pressure right there. And it's usually like if it's a yes or no question, and it's a square, the answer is usually no. So will Dallas win this game today? For example, the Mars and moon are squaring? No. But you got to look at more things. But I don't like that for Dallas. I am going to get into the Timberwolves here too. Another thing that I did want to point out for Dallas is, so looking at their fifth house of games, that falls in the sign of Pisces. Now, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. So if we look at Jupiter, it's right over here in the sign of Gemini, making good communication with Pluto. Pluto co-rules Dallas. So that's a check for Dallas. And then Neptune also rules Dallas's fifth house of games. Neptune is in their fifth house of games. Neptune is also in Pisces, a sign that it rules. And the moon is making what's called a sextile with Neptune, which is good for Dallas. Now, Dallas's 10th house represents how they're going to show out to everybody, the public, okay, the public spectacle. The sun is over here in the sign of Gemini, and the sun is kind of almost engulfing Venus, which represents the Timberwolves. And then Pluto is in a loose trine, good communication with the sun. All right. Not to mention Mars also is in good harmony with the sun. Mars and Pluto co-rule the Dallas Mavericks. So those things look good for Dallas. But the one thing that I don't like for Dallas at all is the moon squaring Mars. Again, Mars co-rules Dallas tonight. I don't like that. So I'm going to come back to the chat for a second, and then I'm going to dive into the Timberwolves and then make the prediction here. Hops, how you doing? So you're saying I should bet my house on the T-Wolves winning these next 2 games? No, I did not say that at all. Don't do that. I mean, you do whatever you want, but no, I didn't say that. Yeah, Jada, if you ever did a deep dive in the life of Bob Crane. Yeah, I've read about Bob Crane before, and I've read about that story. Yeah, he would say hi to 99% of the, and they would fall for him. Yeah, yeah, I mean, you can see it on the screen, too. Charismatic. I wonder what his birth chart was. I'm just going to look up his sign quick. When was he born? Oh, he's a Cancer, July 13th, 1928. And then he passed at 49 years old, June 29th, 1978. So, he was a Cancer. Cancer ruled by the moon. All right. Um, no, don't Hops. I mean, you do what you want, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm gonna get into the Timberwolves too, so maybe just wait, maybe just wait. Um, as a Timberwolves fan, I would absolutely love if they got, like, buckled down here. I think he had a best friend who was heavily considered, yeah, as the suspect. He was that guy who could not get a date. Oh, and surrounded by 1,000 women. People will be drive to do crazy things by things that are deemed maybe crazy by others. But yeah, that's crazy story about him. All right, so on to the Timberwolves. Here we go. All right, so that was a lot of stuff with Dallas. There was a lot going on in the chart here today, people. And it's just like, I need more proof when I'm looking at this. Like, I want more proof how Minnesota could win this game. Because it's like, I'm seeing all these good things for Dallas, and they have won, even though the games have been really, really tight, too. I want something like to pop out where it's like, okay, the Timberwolves are going to get this. But it's like, there's nothing clear to me. And as an astrologer, a lot of times you need like extra confirmation. So you look at a different planet, or you can look at the part of fortune too, which is actually, speaking of Bob Crane being in a Cancer, the part of fortune is in the sign of Cancer over here. So let me get into the Timberwolves a little bit here. Like I said, the Timberwolves, they are represented by Taurus tonight, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So the Timberwolves are ruled by Venus. Now, I mentioned this before, that Venus is at 3 degrees of Gemini. The sun is at 6 degrees of Gemini. Venus is getting close to being combust. When you get really, really close to the sun, sometimes you lose that energy, you lose that life force and that power. That was actually a reason why I thought Dallas was going to lose on, Friday? Because they were represented by Venus, and Venus was combust then too. But there was other things that I missed in the chart as well, because obviously Dallas won. So Venus being combust by the sun, I don't like that for the Timberwolves. Another thing that I don't really like is the fact that Pluto, which co-rules Dallas, is in a trine with Venus and Jupiter, kind of like overtaking Minnesota a little bit there. Like, that's kind of how I'm reading it right now. And again, I could be wrong. I will come back later after the game. But we're just going through it. Now, the 5th house, again, represents games, recreation. So for the Timberwolves, their 5th house lands over here in the sign of Virgo. Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So I'm going to look at what Venus and Mercury are doing. Again, Venus is the Timberwolves. Mercury is the gameplay, how they're playing the game. Now, Venus is over here in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And if we look at Mercury, Mercury's right over here, creeping up on the Timberwolves' 1st house, kind of hiding. Mercury right here is in the 12th house for the Timberwolves. The 12th house rules things that are hidden, hidden enemies, secret enemies, things that we can't see, that are hidden from us. So, and it's the only thing that I like for the Timberwolves in this regard is that Venus is in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So both of those planets are in signs that the other one rules, which is good. But the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves' 5th house of games, their gameplay is hidden from them, I don't like it. I don't like it at all for the Timberwolves. But on the flip side, looking at the moon is in a exact trine with Mercury. And that's really, really, really good. Really good. Now, the other thing with the moon here, people, is that the moon is in Capricorn, and she is in her detriment in Capricorn. She does not feel comfortable in Capricorn because she naturally rules Cancer, and she's in the sign directly opposite of that. So even though the moon is in an exact trine, good harmony with the Timberwolves' 5th house of games, Mercury, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Not to mention that Mercury rules the Timberwolves' fifth house of games, but for Dallas, it rules their 11th house of good fortune. Not to mention that the moon is in Dallas's second house of gains and money, what you own, your personal items. So I don't like that for the Timberwolves either. It's just like I want more for the Timberwolves here, and I'm just, as a Timberwolves fan, I want more, but it's just, but there's good and bad for both. So it's extremely difficult here. And I do think it's going to be another close game. Now, if we can look at the Timberwolves' 10th house of how they're going to show up tonight to the public, we're going to look right over here. Their 10th house lands in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So, Venus, the Timberwolves, what are they doing with Saturn? It's in a square that's uncomfortable. I don't like that necessarily. Okay, they're not going to look too good, maybe not going to look too hot. All right, and then if we look at Uranus, the other ruler of Aquarius, Uranus is in the Timberwolves' first house, so it's like obviously they're playing this game. They know they're playing this game. They know the pressure's on, but are they going to be able to handle it? One good thing, again, for the Timberwolves is that the moon is in good communication with Saturn, how they're playing this game. So maybe an older person on the team for the Timberwolves, like Mike Conley, for example, or Rudy Gobert, perhaps one of the older individuals for the Timberwolves are really going to step it up today for them. I could also see that playing out. But people, it's still just like, I don't see anything screaming which one is the winner. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second, come back to the chat. Let me know what you all think from that. And then I'll go back and then I will make a prediction. But it's hard, you guys. It's so hard. But thank you for listening and staying with me on that one. All right. So where did I leave off? Hops 911. Please don't bet your house. I mean, again, you do what you want. I think I got that one. Crane, he had a wild life. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we don't have to go down that rabbit hole, but I mean, they all do that. They all do it. All of them. Yes. Not saying they all do the same thing, but you know. I used to drive a Taurus mortgage bet confirmed. No, I mean maybe that's the golden ticket. Maybe if Hops keeps saying Timberwolves are going to win it, maybe that's the sign that we needed. And yeah, Tauruses. One of my friends in high school drove one too, and it's funny because they were known, if I remember correctly, to be rather a reliable vehicle. And Tauruses are pretty loyal, especially when they like you. They will be loyal to you. But if we want to circle back to Kevin Garnett, if you cross them, they're not going to forget it. And they're a fixed sign. That's their mode. So they will not move unless they want to move. So the fixed signs are Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Those are the fixed signs. So that's like their mode. Anyway. Yeah, that's funny. Sorry. What are you sorry about? Yeah, supposedly Crane was tired of always carrying the guy, and Crane was struggling to get, oh, okay. The wingman didn't know when to leave. And it was just a friend, too, like I don't want to say like a hanger-oner, but it wasn't any sort of like employee that he had, right? Because like Elvis Presley, for example, like he, the Memphis Mafia, that was made up of like pretty much his friends and family, so Elvis was a Capricorn. Didn't the chart say that the series would go to 7 games with the last game going into triple OT with the score of over 150 points for each team? Give the fans what they want. I would love if the series went to 7 games. I mean, just as a Timberwolves fan, I want it to keep going, but we'll see. The charts have been, it's always cool to go back, especially for games that are so close. So close. it's really cool to go back and see, okay, like as an astrologer, like what was the deciding factor here? Like, and for me, since I got it wrong, like what did I miss? What did I miss here? Because it's all there. It's there. It's just deciphering it correctly, you know? So I'm always learning. All right. Wolves howl at the moon, so we only listen to the moon. Mortgage confirmed. But remember, the moon is not comfortable today. She's in Capricorn. She's not comfortable in Capricorn. She's in what's called her detriment in Capricorn. So loses some power there. And yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, the moon trining Mercury, I just don't. And Mercury rules the Timberwolves' fifth house of games, but it also rules Dallas's house of good fortune and wishes coming true. And Mercury for Minnesota is in their house of what's hidden enemies, and that rules their games. And then for Dallas, Mercury, which rules their house of good fortune and other people's money, is in their sixth house of work, making a trine with the moon in their second house of their income, what they own. So, and I only make that as a grimace face as a Timberwolves fan, but. And then on to just to touch on Anthony Edwards, because he's a Leo. And so Leos are ruled by the sun. And today is Sunday, the Leo day, the sun day. Now, with Anthony Edwards being a Leo, his sun sign is ruled by the sun. That is very, very popular, very powerful. And that's probably why he's very, very popular as well. A lot of times we see people with Leo suns or people that have a lot of planets in the sign of Leo in front of people because they're naturally charismatic, entertaining, a lot of powerful people. Leo is like the king and queen of the zodiac. So, of course, it didn't take him long to completely take over. So, with Venus, that being the Timberwolves, getting so close to the sun, also Anthony Edwards, maybe this is the game that he turns it around. He takes them under their wing again and he gets it together. I could also see that. And then overcoming Pluto in Aquarius, which Pluto is the Dallas Mavericks. So it's like there's good on both. And it's like, I'm going to go back to the chart, but even looking at the part of fortune, because in one of my astrology books too that I've read, and just with me doing other charts, you can look at the part of fortune. If like you are not sure which team, like it's just not screaming, you can look at the part of fortune and see what that is doing. But even the part of fortune is good and bad for both teams. So it's like, I'm howling over here. Oh, really? Okay. It's like, I don't need any more coffee, but I'm going to take another sip. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again for joining me. It's been fun this morning. Sunday morning stream. Oh, wow. I'm sure there's so much. I'm sure there was so much botched, so much covered up. And it's just unfortunate. And that's not just this case either. Like so much stuff. And yeah, hopefully one day there's some answers just for like the family, right? To get any sort of like some closure here. It's just, yeah. In honor of your Timberwolves, cue Wolf Like Me by TV on the radio. Oh, okay. Am I gonna get is it gonna get claimed though? That's the thing. Here's what I do have ready though. Everybody ready? I'll turn it up. Here we go. Hops, you're killing me. We got some howling going, okay? All right, so we got that. Yeah, and another thing too that I want to mention, okay, is when I was diving deeper, looking for more information, because it's again, I needed more. Fun fact that I found out is Kyrie Irving and Jason Kidd have the exact same birthday. Not the same year, obviously. They were both born on March 23rd. So they're both Aries. Now, another thing, Aries, they got some extra juice right now. All Aries placements do, because their ruling planet, Mars, is in Aries right now. So that's another thing that I'm like, yeah. So that's just another crazy thing, though, that I found out, because I was looking at the Chinese zodiac of each coach also, and a couple players, because I'm not I'm better at Western astrology, but I do like to look at the Chinese zodiac as well, because there's 12 animals. So we're in the year of the I think we're in the year of the snake right now. No, excuse me, we're in the year of the dragon. We're in the year of the dragon. In the dragon right now. So Jason Kidd is an ox. You know, the slow and steady wins the race. Big tough ox, right? And then Chris Finch is a rooster. So rooster and dragon go together better than ox and dragon do. So I was looking at that too. I was also looking at what's called perfection years for a number of the players. Basically, every year that we're here, there's a different theme of that year depending on how old you are. So there's 12 houses of the zodiac, which give 12 themes of each year. So like basically from the time that you're born till you're 1 year old, you're in a first house perfection year, which makes sense because the first house rules our physical body. So young babies, right when they're born, they got to figure out their body, right? So that's kind of how that works. And then it just continually goes over and over and over and over again. So I was kind of looking at, are any of the coaches going through like a good perfection year? Anthony Edwards is actually going through a 11th house perfection year, which is good fortune, wishes coming true. Karl Anthony Towns is going through a 5th house perfection year, which is games, recreation, entertainment, love, and children, actually. But again, there wasn't anything that was really like reaching there. I looked at Luca too to see what was going on there. And again, nothing was screaming to me. It's just so, I will make an official prediction. Like I said, I will pull the chart up again, but I'm going to be really interested to see how this one plays out for sure. Hi, Ryan. Thank you for joining us. I know. I know. And again, as a Wolves fan, we've been waiting because seriously, people, the Wolves, I am going to try to find my pictures from when I was going to the games, because I would bring like a disposable camera with me, because I was like, I love the Wolves and the Vikings, but the Wolves were like my jam because I played basketball. So I have like a really good picture actually of KG shooting a free throw, because I had really good tickets for my birthday. I forget, I was like 16 or 17. We were in like the 8th row behind the basket. So got some good pictures from that. So I'm going to try to find those at some point. Good to see you, Ryan. Where will you watch the game at? At the home, at the bar, at others' house? It's either going to be at home or weather permitting. I'm going to be going to the lake. So I don't know. Gotta go to the cabin. Gotta go to the lake. Otherwise, it might be home. But I'm not like a huge bar dweller anymore. I mean, I'll go like for fun and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. And plus, with the dog and stuff, we can hang out. I should go to a dog-friendly one. Jade, to call Lilith with red candle at night, turn to the south and say Rennick Visa. I don't know if I should say that. She should come soon. Come soon. Your thoughts? Well, Black Moon Lilith, I have right on my ascendant. She's like the first wife of Adam. It's like something like a vixen kind of energy. I have that literally right on my ascendant, which rules like our body or physical self. So yeah, I feel like I always feel Lilith's presence. And actually right now, Lilith is in the sign of Virgo. So she's actually getting very, very close to my south node as well, which is what we are to leave behind. So yeah, wondering what that'll be. Just have to wait. I mean, because I can't change it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a Lilith fan, though. A Lilith fan. And I went to Lilith Fair, actually, when I was younger. Another celebrity that I can think of off the top of my head that has Lilith on their ascendant is Billie Eilish. So just to give you kind of like an idea of like that Lilith energy of people that have Lilith on their ascendant. And actually, too, Billie Eilish is an Aquarius moon as well. And I also am an Aquarius moon. I'm not trying to compare myself to her, but just give kind of like examples of that energy. I don't want to summon her, though. Thank you, Grandizer. I don't tell people to do that. I kind of like forget. Like, I just feel like if you're here, that's so great. I appreciate it. And if you like it, too, that's even better. So I just appreciate everybody being here and supporting. Yeah, very much so. Thank you. Thank you. I should say it more, but I don't. But thank you, Grandizer, for putting that in there. Yes, yes. Appreciate that. A rare treat. Yeah, do you guys like the early morning ones? I mean, like I said, I'm an early bird, so I mean, it works for me. And since I'm a Leo rising, Sundays ruled by the sun, Leo day. Try to get on Sundays. Wolf Like Me is the jam. I can play it later. Okay. Yeah, because even I think I played the Step by Step theme song at one point in one of my streams, and YouTube was like, hey, you need to cut that out. It's like, okay, sorry. We are beautiful when you are angry. Mm-hmm. Yes. Team Aries. My Jupiter is in Aries. No, I'm not doing that. That would not be very good. I heard about that show, but I haven't watched it. I don't really watch a lot of TV or movies anymore. I do have an assignment, though. I did keep it. I wrote it in orange. Silence of the Lambs stream. I did write that down, so I will try to do that this summer. But yeah, I mean, I heard all about that show, though. I heard about it. And it's based on a true story, true person, and the guy that stars in it is the guy that it happened to. And then I heard that the lady is like trying to like sue the guy or something. I don't know. So I didn't watch it. But yeah, you're howling over here too. I'm funny. You're always funny, Asia. Oh yeah, don't do that. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. See? Oh, yeah, Asia. Yeah, sometimes we don't know, do we? Yeah, we got to be put in our place, I guess. Uh, yeah, but I never do it though, right? I never do it, right? Right? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. We don't have to fight today, but yeah, that's why I don't do it. Mhm. Yeah. So I'll let y'all figure that out, but I appreciate the support. But yeah, I don't really want to be doing that, right? I don't want to be doing that. I feel as if, and correct me if I'm wrong, while we're all here talking about this, I am of like European descent, so I do the French accent and things like that. But you know, I have no Asian descent, so probably shouldn't be doing that. But you know, we don't want to step on anybody's toes. We don't want to, we don't want to do any sort of that stuff here. We just want to have fun. But yes. Anyway, hi Eric. Good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try to keep it funny. We try to keep it funny. We try to keep it nice and all that good stuff, right? So hopefully everybody gets that and understands it. So who's ready for the official prediction? Because I'm not. All right, I'm going to pull the chart up again. Here we go. We're back. Did I lose the chart? Okay, Brian. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. All right. So Brian, I did exactly. Right. Yes. Let's all be friends. Let's all get along. But I'm the type of person too where, yeah, if you see something, call it how I see it. So, yeah. All about it. Yeah. Call it how you see it. If you see something, say something. All right. Brian, hope you're well. As a Timberwolves fan, I am concerned about that. And two, when I heard, I've said this a couple times, but since Brian brought it up, which is fine, another reason to bring it up, when they said, well, maybe KG will come back for game 5. How do we know that there is going to be a game 5? Like, when I heard that, it was just like a little something in the back of my mind. Like, is that like a ting from the universe, actually, that they're about to get swept? And that was said, I heard that on the radio on like Friday afternoon. I mean, this was even before game 2. So I was just like, is that some sort of universal signal there, you know? All right. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're right. Me neither. Me neither. And it's like, is that going to be today? People, it's just, I already went over all of this, so I don't want to repeat myself again. But for those of you that just joined, and if you do want to listen to when I did dive a little bit deep, you can go back and earlier in the stream, and I highly encourage you to do so. But you do whatever you want. So I did already dive into all of this, and I just want to pull up my notes and make sure I went over everything. So again, for tonight, the Dallas Mavericks are represented by Mars and Pluto, because their first house is in the sign of Scorpio over here. Let me click on it. All right, so Mars and Pluto, Pluto in Aquarius, Mars again in Aries. Timberwolves are ruled by Venus this evening. Not to mention, they're also ruled by Uranus, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun, because all of those things are in their seventh house, or excuse me, in their first house. All right. The moon, again, she's in Capricorn. She doesn't feel comfortable in Capricorn, but we look at the moon for everything in the chart. And then I just made little notes like yes or no. So I have one no for a win or lose. I have one no for Dallas. I have one plus minus for Dallas, which is like neutral. I have Jupiter sextiling Mars for Dallas. That's a yes. Moon sextiling Neptune for Dallas. That's a yes. Jupiter trine Pluto. That is a yes. The Sun sextiling Mars for Dallas. That is a yes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses for Dallas in my notes. For the Timberwolves, they are Venus. Venus is close to the Sun. That being combust, lose a little bit of energy when a planet gets really, really close to the Sun. So that's a no. I have Venus being ruled by Mercury, Mercury being ruled by Venus. So those two planets being co-ruled by the other, that I have as a yes for the Timberwolves. The moon trining Mercury, I have that as a yes for Minnesota, and that is exact to the exact degree. So again, I'm just like, is this going to be a possible overtime game or another extremely close game? I do think it's going to be close. Now, watch one team blows the other out of the water, so then I'll learn a hard lesson as an astrologer there. But it's just, I just see it being another close one. But again, we'll see how it plays out. I have moon sextiling Saturn for the Timberwolves. That's a yes. I have the moon trining Uranus for the Wolves. That's another yes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses for Dallas, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses for the Timberwolves, and I have one no for each. People. What are we gonna do? What am I gonna do? So the last thing is the part of fortune that we can look at. So the part of fortune is over here in the sign of Cancer. Now, Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon is in Capricorn, the opposite sign of Cancer. The moon is not comfortable in Capricorn, even though she's there every 30 days, because the moon travels around through all the signs. The moon takes about 2.5 days in each zodiac sign. So, and the moon making good harmony with Mercury is good and bad for both teams. Now, again, part of fortune. What is the part of fortune doing? Is it doing anything for the Timberwolves? Let's look at them. Part of fortune is in Cancer. Venus is over here in Gemini. It's called a semi-sextile. They're about 30 degrees apart. That's like a very mini little bit of support there. It's not bad, but just a little bit of support there. Now, Pluto is in a quincunx. It's 150 degrees from the part of fortune. That's not necessarily good for Dallas. And then Mars is actually squaring the part of fortune, which isn't good for Dallas either. So now I'm like, okay, does that mean the Timberwolves have the edge tonight? I can just keep going back and forth. Seriously. It's obvious that you should see that you missed. Did you see? Oh, I did not see the mist. No, but it's really funny because I was listening to I think it was Cryptid Huntress actually, her channel. They were talking about fog and they were talking about how like they potentially ran into fog that had a consciousness. But I've never seen the movie The Mist. I think you like that. Good. Okay, I'll write it down. I shall write it down. I'm using my orange pen today, people. If you want to utilize planetary energy in a really small way, since Sunday is ruled by the sun, I'm using an orange pen. I actually would have worn something orange or like bright yellow, but I didn't have anything that I was feeling. So I'm going to write that down. Movie, The Mist. So that's just a really simple way if anybody wants to utilize planetary energy. Like for example, Tuesdays are ruled by Mars. So Tuesday is a good if you want to get Mars energy, which is energy, ambition, drive. It can also rule anger and fire and things like that. But if you want to utilize Mars energy on Tuesdays, for example, you could wear red. So that's just like a little tip. Or like on Saturday is ruled by Saturn. So you could wear black. Just a little tip. I was wearing all black yesterday, but I wear all black a lot, so that's really not anything different. Conley, Gobert, Edwards, Irving, ball out, Matt. Ooh, Hops. All right. Mavs win by 2. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one. And yeah, it's so hard. The fact that, oh no, but, oh no, uh-oh, Asia and Grandizer. I mean, I get what you're saying, Asia. Yeah. And I want to be friends. I don't want to start anything, but that's why I don't really do that stuff or acknowledge it. So anyway, all right. You should see. Yeah. I'll get that. Oh, Asia, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry that upset you. I don't want anybody to feel like they're being attacked or like upset in the chat. So, if anybody like, probably let's not continue to do that. All right. So, don't want anybody's feelings to get hurt or anything. So, Asia, I'm sorry to see you go, but I always appreciate that you're here. And love you, girl. I'll talk to you later. All right. Suns fan here, still super sore from their loss. Yeah, well, they can get over it. The Suns never regrouped. Quite sad. They were so close like every 20 years. Well, exactly. It's like the Timberwolves haven't been to the finals in 20 years. So it's our turn now. Yeah. A movie. Oh, The Fog too. Stephen King. Yep. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I feel yous. Again, I get what you're saying. I get it. I do. Yeah. And I don't tolerate any sort of like bullshit like that. But I also, it's like I don't want to make people mad, but it's like we shouldn't be doing that because it's yeah. There's tone there underlying. So it makes me think, okay, like what do you like then? What are you doing? So that yeah, not acknowledging too. It's a big thing because accountability is huge for me. I'm huge on accountability. But yeah, I know. There'd be a really simple solution to that. Say, hey, my bad. I won't do that again. I won't make that request again. I realize what you're saying. I do. Yeah. So how about this? If I see that again, I just will not acknowledge it. All right. That's gonna be my part. I'm gonna try to do my part as well because I gotta do my part too. So, all right. Anything else? Let me know. All right, peeps, here I go. I'm going to go. I'm seriously howling like a wolf over here because I'm going to edit. So, game 3 prediction. All right, Dallas. We'll just do Mavs. Comma. I have my cap locks on. Wolves. Here we go. All right. Yeah, this is a toughie. And sometimes too, I've found the longer you stare at it, the more stuff that just can come flying in that maybe isn't even helping, right? It's just like causing more, who's it going to be? All right, one thing I do want to look up is Luka Doncic's birthday. I've looked it up a couple of times. I think he's a Pisces. Okay, he's a Pisces. Pisces are ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. He was born February 28th, 1999. Oh my God. So, Jupiter just moved into Gemini. Jupiter making a really, 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 really good harmony with Pluto. And Pluto represents the Mavericks tonight. I guess the one big thing that is just giving the Timberwolves, in my opinion, a lot of hope is the moon trining Mercury. However, because Mercury rules the Timberwolves' 5th house of games, but again, it rules the Dallas Mavericks house of good fortune. And for the Timberwolves, I don't like that Mercury, their 5th house of games, is hidden from them. It's in the Timberwolves' 12th house over here. It's hidden away. So it's like, but it's so close. Mercury is so close to moving into the Timberwolves' 1st house of their body, their physical self. But is it close enough? Is it close enough? It's just, and not to mention that Dallas Mavericks, their 2nd house of their money, their material items, their gains, is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter and Pluto are in what's called, again, a trine. That is the best aspect in astrology, a trine. It is harmonious. It is easy energy, harmonious flow of energy between those two planets. And Jupiter is moving towards an exact trine with Pluto, because Pluto is at 2 degrees of, almost 2 degrees, 1 degree, 56 minutes of Aquarius. And Jupiter is at 0 degrees, 14 minutes of Gemini, both in air signs. And Jupiter, again, rules Dallas Mavericks, not only their 5th house of games, their 2nd house of their money, what they own. And Jupiter also finds itself for Dallas in Dallas's house of open enemies, which is the Timberwolves. But for the Timberwolves, they have all that energy in their 1st house. I think it's going to be a close one, people. I think it's going to be a close one. All right. I'm going to just make the prediction. Here we go. Part of me is just like, the Wolves could get it together, though. Ant being the sun here next to Venus. But I got to make one. I have to make one. All right. Here we go. I'm going to come back to the chat, people. All right. Game prediction. I got the Mavs winning by 3-6. And now that it is out, now I'm like, am I wrong? I'm just like, what if... I got to make one, though. I just got to make one. I think it's going to be a tight match. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tight one. I think Ant's going to have a better game as well, too. But it's just like, and I do see older players stepping up here. Again, Conley, Gobert, Kyrie Irving. Man, tough, though. Tough, people. But I've been talking about it for over an hour now. Thank you all for listening. And if, again, you want to dive deep, go back in the stream if you want. Valerie, good morning. Which color lends itself to... blue. Actually, here. You know what, Valerie? Where? Oh, okay. Speaking of Mars, actually, I actually have a really good crystal for Mars energy. I try to use this on Tuesdays. I forget the name of this, but it's orange. This could also be utilized for today too, because it is kind of orange, but I get a lot of good Mars energy from this. But healing properties, That's going to be white. White is really good, and blue is also very good. So we got lapis lazuli. That's very good for healing energy. That is very, very good. Blue also rules the heart chakra. If you want to, the throat chakra. Green is the heart chakra. Like Cancerian energy, like chest energy. White. Selenite also is good. This is a golden, this is gold and selenite in here. I forget this, but this is like clearing energy as well. So if you want to take some of that, here you go. Those are cool. Isn't that cool? This is a crystal tower. So yeah, if you want to use some of that up, feel free. Do some like ASMR there. And you can do like a circle pattern. Spiral pattern is very good too, as well. I got a little, this is a mini Amazonite. This is actually like for travel and stuff like that, but that one's kind of hard to see. Anyway, but blue is very good. Blue and white are good, clearing energies. So that's what I got near me right now. Oh, you know what? My other crystals are in the other room. So anyway, I hope that helps. Yeah. But blue is always very good, and white. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sending you good energy. I never really thought of it as a joke, though, to be honest. Like, I always kind of said that I'm not going to say it. So, and if there's offense being taken to by it by other people, I don't really like that either. Like, I never really, like, I get what you're saying, but I mean, I never do it. So, yeah. So, and I'm always going to be, Asia's my girl. So, yeah, I'm always going to support Asia too. So, also, it's like, I support you too. I support everybody that supports, but yeah, I mean, I never, to be honest with you, in all due respect, like, I never thought it was like funny per se, but I don't want to like hurt anybody's feelings, but in turn, I don't want anybody else to be offended. No, I always just wear black. Yeah. I know, so close. Seriously, a Minnesota theme, like to no end. Yeah, to no end. All right, Nano Joe, it's over. Typical Minnesota sports. The one thing for like Minnesota fans, let's say if the Wolves do go ahead and lose tonight, well, if that isn't pressure to frickin' win a game, I don't know what is. And I think the Wolves have had an amazing season, but I also think that they need to kind of like think about some things here. Like, who's a detriment and who's helping? Who's been in the league for years and is continually doing the same thing? Who's been in the league for a couple of years and is already the leader of the team? So, yeah. And, you know, some people have been talking about having Naz Reid start too. I could see that, but at the same time, is that going to kind of ruin the vibe, you know, too much of a big shift here? And the end of game 2, oh man, you just feel for Naz Reid. Even as a Mavs fan, you're probably woo. But I mean, the presser afterward, and he was on the money, and the shot was wide open, like 3 seconds left. But this is the playoff energy, though, so it's exciting, right? Heart palpitating. I think it might be over though. Well, I think you're kind of missing her point. I think you're kind of missing the point a little bit. You know? Right? Yes, but you can follow me on Twitter. I love your energy. I got all that off. Yay! Very good. Yes, good. Always send in the good energy. But yeah, this is a really good one. Crystal, gosh, I wrote this down, but it's in my other notebook. I really like this one though. And the lapis lazuli. I love that because it's blue too. Oh, you know what? All right, just because we're talking about this, let me put my slides on. Do you guys want to see them? My inside shoes. Leopard print. All right, hold on. I'll be back. Okay, since we're talking about the healing properties. All right, here we go. This is like a Lumerian. This is a really good one. Here. This is like Venus energy here, healing properties. I really love this one. This is nice. Trying to get it above the ring light there. This is a Caribbean calcite. This is also very good healing energy. This is kind of like ocean water energy here. Oh, you can't see the blue. Wish you could see the blue. Oh, it's really hard to see the blue. But it's blue where it's not brown. Here we go. Aha! There it is. This is really good healing one, Valerie. Yeah. And then Amazonite. This one's really good too. This is an Amazonite wand also. So. Vidi vidi vici. Any negative energy. Vidi vidi vici. Okay. All right. Whee! You know, just changing some stuff around here. But yeah, I love these ones. These are nice. I mean, I love them all. But, alrighty. Over there. So, get some healing energy. And two, actually, Valerie, if you are interested, there's a channel that I follow. It's Reiki, like ASMR, but she uses a lot of like crystal energy work. It's ASMR. This is the channel. ASMR by Par. P-A-R. ASMR by Par. She's really good. I like her channel. She's got a lot of different like videos and stuff there. So, yes, if you're interested in that. Ding dong, Pizza Ranch Boy is gone. Finally. Good riddance. Goodbye. Done and dusted. So long. Sayonara. See you later. What did you do for the Minnesota Vikings? Absolutely nothing. What did I say? For 6 years, the Vikings, they will never go to the Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins under center. And I said continually, prove me wrong. I'm waiting. And I said, the Vikings got bamboozled by Kirk Cousins and his agent. And they said to me, Jade, you're mean. You're mean. You don't support the team. Meh. Oh. 6 years later, where's the team? Nowhere. Kirk Cousins was a damn detriment to this team. And I am still convinced, and maybe one day we will actually hear about it, that's why Stephon Diggs wanted out of here. Okay? And two, if we can circle back to Kyle Rudolph, beloved former Minnesota Viking, leaving Minnesota, retiring or whatever it was, penned this letter thanking all Minnesota fans, players. Who did he not put in there? He played, 2 or 3 seasons? Pizza Ranch Boy? He didn't thank him. Again, detriment. And they all knew it too. It's like a coworker. You have to work with this coworker when you know damn well they're not doing their job. They're not holding their end. They're probably making more than you. And yet, they're there. And they get praised, and they get coddled, and they get babied, only to hold the whole entire team back because you're only as good as your weakest player. And to have one of your weakest players at the most important position. Why is anybody surprised as to what happened with the Minnesota Vikings? Why? Good riddance. Goodbye. Goodbye. And if the Wilfs want help, let me help you. Okay? I want to help you. They need an astrologer. Honestly, they do. And if they have one, maybe they need more help or another one to just bounce some ideas off the table here. Let me help you. But as business people, I mean, they're still winning. They're still winning, making a shit ton of money. And I've gone off about like the whiteouts and stuff like that. People, when are we going to realize it's just another way for them to make money? And it's another way for them to, when the camera pans through the stadium, it looks extremely full, extra full. It's all marketing ploy. Come on, people. I am going to wonder too. I'm going to look tonight too and see if the Dallas Mavericks are going to do any sort of whiteout tonight. I also think that that's a curse too for the Vikings and the Timberwolves. It's like we're green and blue. Anyway, you see, we start with Kirk Cousins and we go all across the board. But I'm glad that he's gone. Goodbye. And for the Vikings, it's just like about time. Like start something fresh here. I mean, it's like I chirped about it for 6 years. And actually, towards the end, I just like, and even in the beginning with Kirk Cousins, I just kept repeating myself over and over. My opinion never changed. It was tried and true the whole entire time. I think he would be a great politician. Great. He's got that vibe. Smiling through all the bullshit. I want to win a game. I'm here. Shut it. Not buying your bullshit. You only care about your bank account, which is fine. I mean, I think he's got the best agent in the league. And I mean, he played. Him and his agent, Mike McCartney, I think his name is. Oh, they played the Vikings like a fiddle. And then they went and did it to Atlanta, too. I mean, so hell. And I don't remember which athlete it was that said that Kirk Cousins was their favorite athlete, because it proves that you can do pretty much the bare minimum and get in the league. I mean, he's not a shitty quarterback by any means. He's not like the worst ever. Like, don't get me wrong. But when push comes to shove, he's not an actual, like, true leader. He needs to be coddled, right? Let me lead your hand. Let me grab my hand. Let's go. And a microcosm of Kirk Cousins as a quarterback is when the season's on the line, you check down on a 4th and 8. When the season's on the line, you check down. Microcosm. So, have fun, Atlanta, with that. And you know what, Kirk? I mean, just keep getting that money, dude. You don't have to do anything. At least he's gone. Karl Anthony Towns, do we have time? Do we have time? How long? Let me look at Karl Anthony Towns. How long has this cat been in the league? And, Karl Anthony Towns, just like, I obviously don't know him. I don't know him. But he's a Scorpio. I always get along with the Scorpios. So it's like, dude, what's going on here? I would love to look at his chart. And help him out. What is going on here? And a challenging thing for Karl Anthony Towns, though, is he's 28 years old. And when you're approximately the age 27 to about 32, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, depending on everybody's chart, you're going through what's called your Saturn return. Saturn is the great malefic planet. He's Father Time. He's karma. He will slap your hand if you don't do something right, and will slap it again if you do it wrong again, and will slap it again if you do it wrong again. And then if you do it wrong again, he'll punch your hand and turn around and make you do it a different way. But in the grand scheme of things, he's teaching you a lesson. You're not doing it right. I have to scold you. Go back. Do it again. You do it that way again. Back. So it's learning your life lesson. So Saturn returns are a very challenging time for people. So Karl Anthony Towns is going through his Saturn return right now, his first one. And if you live long enough, you then go through another Saturn return at approximately like 57, 58 to about 62 years old. You go through your second one. So, sometimes too, people go through like crises during those times, or, go through very important things, getting married, having a bigger job, having children, maybe if you're going through your second Saturn return, dealing with a possible health crisis, or a lot of people when they're at that age, they have to do stuff with their own parents. It's like these life lessons, and again, it's different depending on everybody's personal chart. So that's why if you're interested in those things, I highly suggest you get a personal chart reading from an astrologer. I would love to do that just like as my full-time job one day. Maybe I might get there. But yeah, so I highly suggest that. But for Karl Anthony Towns, he is going through that right now. Very, very challenging time, for people. And yeah, so anyway, but Karl Anthony Towns, it's just like, dude, if you didn't get it by now, I don't know if you're going to get it. Is he going to learn the lesson that he should be learning right now? Now, again, I have not looked at his personal chart. I don't know like where all of this lands, but what we can see for his career, his basketball career, I mean, yes, he's going through this time and time again. When are you going to step up? Are you capable of stepping up? What are you going to do differently, Karl Anthony Towns, now to help push and get your team over the hump here? So, and Anthony Edwards, he's 22, so he's younger as well. And I think Kyrie Irving is also going through his Saturn return. Okay, Kyrie Irving, actually, he's 32. So he's ending. He's at like the tail end of his Saturn return right now. So just looking at him, flip side, now, did he learn his lessons? Is he going to get rewarded? Because that's another thing about Saturn. Yes, he's the taskmaster, father time. He will, you want to go down this path? Actually, it's not the right path. So he will block that, and you got to turn around and do something else. And a lot of time it's like, you start a job or something and okay, it's not working out, but you thought that this was like your new career or something. But actually, universally, it's not the right thing. So Saturn will block, but Saturn blocks to help. In the grand scheme of things, if you learn the lesson, that is the reward from Saturn, is putting the work in and learning the lesson and doing better the next time. And then you learn the lesson and it feels so good and you can move forward. So that is the lesson from Saturn, the gifts from Saturn. But he will make it damn, he makes it difficult. And again, everybody's chart is different. So if you were born during the daytime, your worst planet, or you're not as nice planet as Mars. Your best planet is Jupiter. If you were born during the evening, your best planet is Venus, and your most mean planet is Saturn. So, but for everybody, universally, Saturn is the greater malefic, Mars is the lesser malefic. Jupiter is the greater benefic planet, Venus is the lesser benefic planet. So, anyways, Kat, is he going to learn his lesson? I don't know. I don't know if he will. He could be. What I kind of get from Karl Anthony Towns, too, is because I only know that he's a sun in Scorpio. So, again, his effervescence, who he is at his core, he's a Scorpio. Scorpios are fixed energy. They don't move unless they want to move. Scorpios are very secret. They're very private. They're ruled by water. So they're emotionally driven. So, they're also kind of deserty, if you think about it. If you think about a desert, the water is deep underneath there. So he's got to dive deep in there. And I've said that before. You can have other people try to encourage you, mentor you, but unless you dive deep in there, unless he dives deep and steps up, nobody's going to do it for you. And now would be a really good time to do that, to dive deep. You get fouled, maybe don't cry about it each time. Maybe drive to the hoop once. We get it. You're a big man that can make threes. You're not the only one in the league that can do that, dude. And you're a tall dude, dominant forward here with all this height and power. Get under the basket and drive to the hoop. But can you not do that? Or what's going on here? He's got to bring that out within himself. And Chris Finch probably gets him because Chris Finch is a Scorpio too. So that's probably why they also vibe there. But it's just like, how long do you got to be in the league before, okay, you either get it or you don't? But, I don't know, fixed energy. But on the flip side too, with Anthony Edwards, he's a Leo, which is also fixed energy. It's just a different energy because it's ruled by the sun. The sun we see every day, right? We all get that sun power. We see it. We feel it. That's why people with Leo placements are usually very powerful. And look at Anthony Edwards. He came into the league right away. Boom. Pretty much all-star. Karl Anthony Towns kind of, he's been there. Kind of under the surface, though. Behind the scenes, in a way. Scorpion energy. But when you see a scorpion, you see him, right? But sometimes it's hard to see him. All right. So, anyway, that's my spiel. Kirk. I know. Oh, yeah. And I wish I could just pull the video from like 2 or 3 years ago where I said that right away. I said it was clear as day. And other people, you guys probably all saw it too. But it's just like when you pick up on an energy of a person. He came in pretty much day one, leader of this team. And how many years has Karl Anthony Towns been in the league now? That's what I was looking up originally. So, and back to Kyrie Irving with the Saturn return, him being on the tail end of it. Now, him putting in this hard work, learning lessons. Now, is he going to get rewarded here? Rewarded. No. But I'm sure there's a lot of players in the league that I haven't even looked at that are going through their Saturn returns or coming out of one. But we're just kind of looking at some star players right now, so to speak. And I think Chris Finch is actually going through his second Saturn return right now. Let me look it up. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Okay, he will be in a couple of years. So he is not. But anywho, yes, I agree. No. But I think what you're not getting, and I don't want to keep going on about that, but I think what you're not getting is I never thought that you asking me to do a Chinese accent was funny. I never thought it was a joke. In fact, I've always said, I'm not going to do that. That I can't do that. So me trying to kind of respectfully say like, hey, that's what she's saying. And it's like when you don't realize that can come across as offensive, that's all she's saying. That's all. I don't want to fight with anybody on here, but also got to call it like I see it. She's a good friend of mine. You're a good friend of mine on here. So, want everybody to get along and we can just take accountability, move forward, onward and upward. That's cool, right? Right? I hope so. All right. Anyway, it was a fun stream. It's been really fun. And I thank everybody for joining. Always, always, always. Yeah. So appreciate you. All right. Okay. Now can we go back? Because it's the morning. I have time now. It's 10:30, I guess, but this is just an all around stream, however we want to go. So, Zim had a lot to do with Diggs wanting out. Oh, and what I was going to say about Kirk, too, is I believe he should have went with Spielman and Zimmer. They should have cut the Three Stooges at the same time, right? You can't. So right there, I think they I don't know. But Zim at the end there, it was clear that it was time to go, but I don't know. Definitely remind me of something, but I don't really remember that. Yeah. All I know too was when they signed Kirk and they had that presser with like Spielman, Zim, and Kirk. Oh my gosh. Zim saw it too. Zim never wanted him either. Like, because Zim can see through the bullshit too. Zim has his shortcomings too, but he was one of the best coaches the Minnesota Vikings have ever had. So I think we can't forget about that. Yes, it got a little sour towards the end, but there were a lot of elements there, and it all circles back to Kirk as well. It all circled back to Kirk because they all coddled him. What did he do? Right? Zim didn't want him here in the first place. I digress, but it's over now. But yeah, I bet Kirk had a lot to do with it. But yeah, remind me about the Zim thing and Diggs. Maybe they were just well, man, I want to hear Zim talk about it at one point in time. I hope he does. But now he's with Dallas, so it'll be interesting to see that. But I would love to hear Zim's side of it. And I always kind of thought that we would, but I guess, now him coming back into coaching, I understand maybe why he didn't, but I was just looking at my dog, what she's doing over there. It's probably time to, go for another walk. So anyway, but he's also just one of those shelf life guys where he's going to get disgruntled. Yeah. You mean with Diggs? Yeah. Because, we've seen a little of that, or we did see that with him and like the Buffalo Bills. So, but didn't he go to Houston now? Yeah, because Houston is now usurped Buffalo. They're, I think, my third number, or my number 2/number 3 team after the Vikings, because it's Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, and now since Case Keenum and now Stephon Diggs are on the Texans, now the Texans have moved into like, number 2/number 3. So you can see where my allegiance goes there. But yeah, but I think you're right too. So, and I think he kind of, Stephon Diggs, kind of falls into the flashy, kind of wide receiver, kind of characteristics there, shall we? I believe he is, I think he's a Sag. He's either a Sag or Gemini. I always forget. Let me look. I think he's a Sagittarius though. No, wait, is he a Gemini? It's funny because those two signs are opposite each other. I always forget what he is. He's one or the other one. He's a Sag. Okay, he's a Sagittarius. So fiery sign, ruled by Jupiter. They love adventure. They a lot of times Sagittariuses don't have a filter. Like they mean well. They want to joke, but it's like sometimes they'll just say shit too. Very, they're the centaur. They want to go where the adventure lies, and they're a fire sign too. So they can be sharp. They can be feisty, but they're oftentimes very funny. Very, very funny, and can have a good sense of humor as well. But sometimes they'll just say shit. And you just, whoa, like one of my grandpas was a Sag, and super funny guy, great sense of humor. And like sometimes he would say a joke, but it would really like, whoa, like a zinger there. Wow. And he's like, oh, I didn't mean to offend you, like, but you're just like, whoa. Like, I'll just give you an example. When I was younger, I had braces and I had to wear headgear at night. And I was staying with my grandparents and I had put it on at night. And like, he either saw it like before I went to bed or like the next morning. And he's like, what do you got? What do you got? Your harness on there? Like a horse harness? And I was just like, it's my headgear. I have to, so it's like hilariously funny. But at the same time, like, I think I was probably like 13 when I had my braces, like 13, 14. Like, I don't want to wear it either. So anyway, does it match up? Yes, I think it does match up with what we've seen in his career. So very adventurous. They want to go where the action is. They want to go where the fun is, travelers too. Yeah. So I could see that. I would like to look at Stephon Diggs' whole chart. You get the vibe that the Vikings fan base still wishes they had. No. Everybody's like, I'm sure there's probably a couple, but it seems like the majority is like, here we go. Kirk, who are you? So that's why I'm like, hello, hi. Whatever. Anyway, they're ready for McCarthy. Yes, everybody's ready. Mm-hmm. Scolder, we need to talk about those predictions. Okay, I already did it earlier in the stream. you know? Yeah. Ugh, I know. I'm a Timberwolves fan too. I already went over it. But in the grand scheme of things, it does look like a very, very close one tonight. This was a very, very, very hard prediction for me to make. We'll see how it works out. And it's been a fun series though, right? It's been fun. But I think, let me say this too, based on the chart for tonight. I do have my prediction. I made my official one. It was very challenging though, because again, I saw good and bad for both teams tonight. Long story short. Again, you can go back in the stream if you'd like. I dive deeper then. But for the Timberwolves, I think, and it shouldn't surprise anybody, but actually it is reflective in the chart too. And the charts are always reflective of actually what happens to, as above, so below, vice versa. Anthony Edwards is going to be the key tonight for the Timberwolves. Absolutely. 1,000%. So if he can get it together, because he can get it together. What is Naz Reid? I'm looking up Naz Reid's birthday. Naz Reid is a Virgo. Okay, ruled by Mercury. Mercury's in Taurus, ruled by Venus. Okay. Venus is combust. See, I'm just even now looking for more, but yeah. And if the Wolves do lose tonight, and if they have a big chance to make an incredible comeback, let's just say that. We'll see. Again, if you want to go back, it was extremely hard. There's some good stuff for the Timberwolves. Bad for the Timberwolves, good stuff for Dallas, bad stuff for Dallas. But yeah, the key. Yeah, I think it's going to be Ant. And he's really going to have to carry the load. No more throwing balls out of bounds. And again, if older players can step up and help Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley, step up. Because it's like, at this point, I mean, if Cat steps up, hey, great, dude, come on. Hello, we're waiting. But it's like, it kind of have to put him not on the back burner, but it's like, well, dude, where you been? Drive to the hoop. If anybody from the Timberwolves is watching the stream tonight, Karl Anthony Towns, we get it. You can make 3-pointers. We get it. We've seen you. Drive to the hoop. Drive to the basket. Okay? Rudy Gobert, make a damn free throw. Put your arms in the air and play defense. And I've said this before time and time again, and I'll say it again now. If you can play defense and get the damn rebounds, you're going to have a pretty good chance. Get the effing rebound. I don't care if it's a defensive or offensive rebound. Get the rebound, especially if it's an offensive rebound. Get the board. Get it. Anyway, easy for me to say. All right. So I don't think Falcons fans really get what they got in Cousins. Granted, poor quarterback play in Atlanta. Cousins is a huge upgrade, but Falcons, I don't know if you've asked Dave, Minnesota Sports Talk, or I don't know if you've asked Rap about that. They would, or JJ even, they would, JJ, I shouldn't say JJ even, or JJ, or Justin, they would probably know better on what the Atlanta fan base thinks about that. Because to be honest, I don't know. I don't really know what they think. I've seen some stuff on Twitter. I mean, I've seen excitement and I've seen we don't want him. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't think they realize. I don't think they realize what they're in for, but roll that beautiful bean footage. Okay? Roll that beautiful pizza footage. Okay? It's right there. If you want to see how he plays, go ahead, roll it. Because it's right there. All right, Scolder, what do you got? I should get one of those readings. I've never gotten one, but my mom has, and the person brought, for sure. Oh, yeah, you totally should, because that's another really cool thing about, there's so much cool stuff about astrology, but so the chart is, I'll just pull up the chart here just to so you can see a visual. So this is the chart for the game tonight. But this is basically like if there is a child born, and there probably will be, if there is a child born in Dallas, Texas at exactly 7 p.m. this evening, this will be their birth chart. So this is actually going to be somebody's life chart here. It's a snapshot. Okay. So we all have this. At the time you were born, it's basically like a picture of the sky. So that's why I say that every single person, well, we are all one for one thing, but more proof of that is we have every single zodiac sign within us. All of us do, because the chart is made up of 12 houses. There are 12 zodiac signs, 12 months in a year as well. So we have all of the signs within us. And this is what makes astrology really cool and why personal chart readings are so important. Because let's say, so this person that is born tonight, their sun sign is in Gemini. So the sun stays in a zodiac sign for approximately 30 days. That's why a lot of time when you ask somebody, they're like, "Oh, what's your sign?" Okay, this person would say, "Well, I'm a sun in Gemini." Because that's where the sun was when this person was born. So a lot of us know what our sun sign is. Now, the sun is very important for all of us. It's our life force, it's our core, it's our overall being. But even somebody that is born at 7:05 is going to have a different chart than this person born at 7. They will, the houses will change. So that's why it's so important to get a personal chart reading, because for this person, their sun sign is in Gemini in the 7th house. You may know another person that is the same sun sign as you, but what house does it land in? Okay. Every single house rules something different also in our lives. So, your children, this person's children, this person born tonight, their children are represented by house number 5. The only house that actually physically represents us, our personal self, is house number 1. All the other houses here represent something different. So that's why it's really important too, because we have all the planets within us as well. So somebody's sun sign is in Gemini, but their moon sign is in Capricorn. So maybe they don't feel so much as like a Gemini. They feel more like a Capricorn. So that's why sometimes too, if you read for like your sun sign, for example, if you read a horoscope for your sun sign and you're like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all. Probably because you have a lot of other energy in another sign, and you don't know that unless you look at your personal chart. And 2, a lot of times those horoscopes are written for your rising sign, your first house, like I was just pointing to, because like I said, that is the only house that rules us. So if you know what your rising sign is and you read horoscopes, I would highly suggest reading the horoscope for your rising sign, your ascendant sign, because again, that rules you. But another cool thing is like the first house for this chart this evening, it lands in Scorpio. So they're a Scorpio rising. So they would read a horoscope for a Scorpio horoscope. Now, Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Now, for this person, their Mars is in Aries. So they are, a lot of Martian energy there. So again, I could go on and on, but I hope that makes sense. I hope that maybe is more clarity. But yeah, and then where's your moon sign? And every one of those planets also represents something else, something different. Our moon is our private life, our feelings. Our Mercury sign is how we communicate. So anyway, that's my spiel. But yes, get a personal chart reading. And she will probably be brought up in yours. And if you do get chart readings too, as somebody that reads charts, it's good to go in with maybe some ideas of what you want to get, what you want to find out about. Because you can look at everything in somebody's chart. So, just talking about that little spiel, that took like 5 minutes. So a lot of people will ask like about their career or their partner or their love life or possibly their children or their parents or something like that, or their siblings or their money. All of those things can be found. So if you do get a chart reading, it's usually best to kind of go in with like a idea. But a lot of astrologers will offer like a career reading, a love reading, a yearly reading, etc. That exactly what happened to me with my current career. Thought it was going to be long term, but things happening now that's showing, hey, that's cool. Are you, I mean, you don't have to say, but if you're about 27 to 32, yeah, and you're going through your Saturn return, that could be a lesson for you. And that's good to realize that. That's a good thing. It's like you're listening to Saturn's message. You're picking up what Saturn's putting down. And Saturn it can be a meanie, but when you get the reward from Saturn, it's the long-term effort that you put in and doing the work. That's when you get the reward from Saturn too. I had a friend who used to do reading tarot cards. She was good. She nearly did it full time, got a career change and stopped doing the readings. Last contact with her. That's too bad. Yeah. That's maybe just the way it goes. And speaking of too, I do have the other channel where I do tarot readings as well and astrology. I'm hoping to get going on that again. It's been like 2 years since I posted anything over there. But I am going to try to get going on that too. Just doing more tarot card readings and like astrology chart readings. Because here I do that, but I do it on the sports level. So I'm trying to intertwine those two myself. But yeah, anyway, as a mother of nice. Thank you, Valerie. Yeah. But me personally, and it's probably because I have a couple planets in Scorpio. I always get along with Scorpios, but it's because I also have a lot of like earth energy and Scorpio's water. So earth and water, those two elements usually get along. Yeah. Thanks, Valerie. Nice. Thank you. Not a fan of how Diggs left. Yeah. Not necessarily, but like, I don't hold that against him. I don't. But I can see why that's annoying. Hey, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, Justin Jefferson, or I guess Jets, he wants to be Jets now. So yeah. Oh, okay. No, I did not hear that. But I think it's a good thing for the Vikings that they did get rid of Kirk and they brought in somebody new for Justin Jefferson, because it's like, again, we know what the ceiling was with Cousins, right? And Justin Jefferson also knows, if anybody, he knows. So $45 million a year. All right. Do you guys think, as Vikings fans, that he is worth that right now? Do you think that the Vikings should do that in their current state? Or do you think that they should use them as trade? Oh, there we go. I agree. Personally. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And I've said it before a few other times. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does suck. But, on the flip side, as just if you're just a fan of Justin Jefferson in general as a player, you'd want him to go somewhere where he can be utilized during his like peak and prime, right? And succeed. So, and the Vikings, this competitive rebuild, that was a bunch of bullshit from the beginning. Hello, we knew that. Most of us did, right? Competitive rebuild. Okay. maybe they had to say that to appease, the Wilfs. Maybe too, that was some scheming that they did to appease the Wilfs, when in reality, Kwesi and Kevin were like, okay, we gotta change some shit around here. We gotta change some stuff. So if we can't get a deal done before this sneezing, yes, for the season. And it's crazy that they haven't done it already. We absolutely cannot afford to sign him. Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Again, Squelcher, man, it was really hard. It was really hard. And I had to eventually make a decision. But if you want to go back in the early part of the stream, at about like the 15-minute marker or so, I dive in there. But yeah, so many things. I think it's going to be a close one. As a Timberwolves fan, I hope they win and can get it together, and like Rudy and Connolly and potentially even Kat can step it the F up and help out Ant. But if not, yeah, Dallas might be too much for him. especially, at home too. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, but I'm going to start wrapping it up here because it's almost been 2 hours. I appreciate everybody for hanging out. It's been fun. I've had a good time. If they lose, for sure. I agree. It was a fun run. And I think, for Timberwolves fans, we've been waiting. We've been waiting for some excitement, some fun. And I think there's more fun and excitement and winning to be had in the future as well. Definitely think that there's some tinkering that could go on. But I think that they've also proven that they're not to be truffled with. They're not to be trifled with in the league, and they got, some birds chirping out there and getting the recognition that they deserve as well for what they have accomplished this far. So I think that's cool. And I think that's good for, Timberwolves fans as well. So yeah. 3-0 is basically the guillotine. It's like the guillotine is next, right? Yeah. If they do drop to 3-0, like I said, they do have an opportunity to make like an amazing, possibly historic comeback, but that'd be rough. And to go back when I heard that, well, maybe Kevin will come back for Game 5. There might not be a Game 5. I don't know if that was like a bad omen or what. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm excited for the game, though. I am excited. And it was so nerve-wracking, that last one. Yeah, cool. All right. I follow a couple really good Falcons content creators. You forget. Yes, thank you for the reminder. You are everywhere. You are the straw that stirs the drink, for sure. What do they say? Yeah, their vibe is they are ready to make a strong run for the Super. Okay. Good luck. Good luck to them. Are you able to just search up dates and times to look at the chart? Yeah. Yes. Basically, if you want to look up your birth chart, you can just put free birth chart into Google. Like if you want to look at your chart, you just need to know your birthday, where, location, because it goes by latitude and longitude, and then the exact time. Okay? As close as exact as you can get it, because the time is what rules the ascendant or the first house. And again, that's what rules us. And it sets the chart, the rest of the houses in place. So that's why it's really crucial to know the exact time. And if you don't know the time that you were born, you can just put noon in, and then you would ignore the numbers. You would just ignore the houses because those aren't correct. But then you could look and see where the planets were when you were born. So you could figure out like your moon sign, your Mercury, and stuff like that. You wouldn't necessarily know what house that they were in, but you would at least know what sign that those planets fall into for you. So yeah. But then like for tonight, I just knew that the game starts at 7. So I put the game time and the location as Dallas, obviously. So then I can look at the chart for tonight. So I think my dog's getting antsy. I'm sure you guys could hear her bark. So I probably have to pop off here. But it's been fun. Astrology is fascinating. My son was born on, oh my gosh. What? Oh my gosh, happy birthday. Yeah, okay, I forgot. Yep, Gemini. Happy birthday. How similar is this? I would have to put the year. Like the sun is the same. It's probably way different. Extremely different. Extremely. Even twins have different charts, So, yeah. The sun would be in Gemini. But I mean, Venus probably isn't it could be in Gemini. The planets, yeah, I don't know. Because all the planets move at different rates too in the luminaries. So, yeah, happy birthday though to him. Hope he has a great day. Actually, too, he's getting some really good energy. Just in general, this is very vague. Again, just because for all Geminis right now, they are getting Venus right next to their sun sign, which is the lesser benefic. And then they're also getting Jupiter because Jupiter and Venus are both in Gemini right now. So very, very close to the sun. And Jupiter and Venus are the great and lesser benefic planets. So, but again, depending on everybody's personal chart, it could be very, very different how it plays out, but just overall. So, yeah. And also for everybody, it's a good time if you want to like expand your learning, your communicating, your writing style, anything to do with that, any sort of like transformational things that you want to do right now that you're feeling. You could be feeling that energy too, just for everybody, for everybody. So, yeah, but for Geminis especially. Yeah, Capricorns. We're the sea goat, or, sometimes people say the devil. I mean, it's interesting because in tarot, the devil card is Capricorn. It's ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn rules the devil card, I should say, in tarot. But, the horns. Yeah, you should look up your chart. You should look it up. Astro Dynaist is good. Astro Seek is good. Cafe Astrology. But yeah, if you want to see like the circle, you could go to Astro Seek is a really good one. Astro Seek. Or just put free birth chart into Google. You should be able to find it and get the circle there. Yep. My other channel is called Tarot with Jade. Like I said, I haven't posted in like 2 years, but I'm hoping to get back over there and start doing both here. So yeah, if you want to check it out, definitely do it. Tarot with Jade. I should put it in the chat here. I'd actually be interested in getting some readings and whatnot. I'm into the paranormal energies and things like that. That's cool. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it would be cool to look at your chart. I wonder if you have like water placements in there, because that's very intuitive energies attached to kind of like the other side, thin veil. But yeah, I kind of want to do more of that on this channel too. Like maybe like, because I talk about all sorts of weird stuff. Like I've shared like my ghost photo that I have on here, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I wonder if you have some Scorpio energy in there and stuff. So, but yeah, look it up. It's very fascinating. And then if you do look up your chart and you want to learn more, you can just Google also like look up your sun sign, moon sign, and rising. And you can kind of start to read about those 3 things just to kind of like start off. Yeah, it's too much. All right, my dog keeps bringing me toys, and I think she's getting antsy, so we should probably go. Evie, I'm going with your prediction. I'm taking 6,000. No! Oh my gosh. That's so much pressure. I mean, do what you want with what I say, but I was wrong on my last one. And this chart reading and this prediction was even harder than that one. But I wish everybody the best of luck. And I hope one day I am like a lot better. I'm always learning because I just want to give you all information and you do with it what you will. Yeah. JJ, how's it going? We got All-Star in the house over here. What up, nephew? How's it going? Happy Skull Sunday to you. Good to see you. Skull Vikings, Skull Wolves. Yeah, always. And people, if you're not following JJ's channel, he's the next everything. So yeah, he's like going to be an absolute all-star on all the channels, all ESPN. He already is. So yeah. JJ, how you doing? Wolf's Pack. Nice. Jump aboard. We need it. Or climb in the den, or come on in, or let's howl at the moon together, everybody. The Wolf Pack. Yes. We need the extra support for sure. Yeah. Good to see you, JJ. Are you going live tonight? Announcers piss me off. I'd rather listen to you while I watch. Ooh. I might be going to the you got to go to the cabin. You got to go to the lake, the cabin. I might be going to the lake. But it might be too wet out there. I was not planning on streaming later, but I will take that into thought. I was just going to do this morning. That was my plan. But I love that you love listening to me instead of them, because I do too. But if I do decide to, I will make a post of it. And I love that. Thank you for the compliment, Valerie. I appreciate it. Yes, thank you, Grandizer. Yes, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, of course, we appreciate you, JJ. Yes, I do have a dog. She's a rescue. I got her in January. Yeah, so she's just like staring out the window. Yeah, so she's only been on stream like one time. Maybe she'll come over here. So yeah, If she comes close enough, I'll put her up here. But yeah, her name's Gigi. She would love you. She is a social butterfly. She is a Miss Social Butterfly all the time. I want to say hi to everybody and every dog and everything. So, Emma, hello, hello. I like seeing people from Twitch join. I'm doing well. I hope you are too. Yes, thanks for joining us. Thank you, thank you. All right. Oh, okay. There we go. I'll throw it up there for everybody. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Add her up if I need it. All right. If not seen her, oh yeah. She's a good channel. Yep, that's a good suggestion. Yeah. Geraldine's a good one. I saw she's doing like a meditation, not like a meditation cruise or like something like that. I don't know. But yeah, she's really cool. I like her too. Yeah, very good. All right, peeps. Well, she's over here. She's bringing me toys. I don't know. Let's see what the Timberwolves do tonight. Mavericks do tonight. Again, that was such a hard prediction, everybody. I will be really interested to see how it goes. Hey, Gigi, come here. Oh my gosh. She completely demolished this. Come here. I don't think she'll come over here now. She's like just out of my reach. She comes over here. Oh, all right. Come here. Here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Ugh. She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. Here, come here. Okay. She's being fussy. Come here. She's not going to come over here now. Come here. All right, if she comes back. Hi. Come here. She's like, what are you doing? You never asked me to come up there because usually I'm busy. Come here. Come here. Now she thinks I'm going to play with her. So come here. All right. I'm not going to force it. But you guys kind of saw. All right. So, all right. Here we go. Where did I leave off? All right. Oh, of course. Anytime. Yes. I appreciate everybody's support as well. Alrighty, everybody. Yeah, Twitch is cool. Yeah, I dual stream. Thanks, JJ. I appreciate that. And I enjoyed your and rap stream the other evening too. Yeah, you guys are on forever. Yeah, talking all good stuff. I'm excited. I wish I could dive deeper into this, JJ. I'm sorry. I hopefully will on my next stream. But yeah, she's like totally like, okay, we got to go outside right now. So dog rules, I guess, sometimes, you know. I'm excited though for all things Vikings. We talked a little bit about Justin Jefferson if you want to go back maybe like 20 minutes ago or so, but yeah. All right, everybody. I appreciate all of you. Timberwolves fans, Mavs fans, I hope it's a good game tonight. Oh, I'll be interested to see what happens. And as a Timberwolves fan, I hope they can get it together. And I guess I hope my prediction would be wrong. But as an astrologer, of course, I want to be right. But Gigi, do you want to say hi? No, she's just looking at me. You want to say hi to the peeps? Gigi, here. She keeps just looking at the door. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to make her come over here, but she really wants to go outside. Okay, hold on. Come here. Come on. Okay. All right. Ready? Hi. She's like standing. There she is. There she is. There she is. There she is. All right, everybody. She made an appearance. She's like, I'm in the chair. I don't know what's happening. Okay. All right. I'm like out of breath now. Okay. There she is. She's like, what the hell? I've never put her on the chair before. And this is also where I work. So she's like, what the? You're paying attention to me in this chair? Because usually you got to just ignore. But yeah, I'm like out of breath now. All right. But yeah, she's cute. So there she is. She made an appearance. Oh my God. Yeah, and it's really funny. And just to touch on that really quick, like, I'm one of those people that, like, she's awesome. She's my absolute best friend. I love her, but like, she's not my kid. she's my friend. She's my best friend. She's my companion. She's my pet. But that doesn't mean, I don't love her and such. But I never understood the whole, like, yeah, calling mom and dad for pets, but everybody does it. A lot of people do it. My friends do it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. She's my best friend. But anyway, but yeah, she's like, what girl? I always am like to me, I'm always like, girl. Like, what's that girl doing? Like, what's that girl doing? That's what I'll say to her usually. But yeah, she's adorable. She's just literally staring out the window right now. So thank you, everybody, though. I will tell her that you say that. Gigi, everybody says that you're adorable. She just looked over here. So appreciate that, everybody. And yeah, probably going to go take a little stroll now. So appreciate yous. I hope everybody has a great rest of your Sunday, whatever you do. And if I do decide to stream tonight, I will put up a post and send out a bird, an owl, all the things. And I'll let you know. But until next time, everybody. And again, I'm hoping to do a chart prediction for every game of this series, however many that may be. So until the next time, everybody, I appreciate you. That's funny. My dog is my kid. No, I mean, that's fine. Like, so many people do that, and I'm not going to take that away. You guys do that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like not the vibe for me. But I mean, that's cool. I mean, we all love our pets. That's the main thing, is that we love our pets. So yeah, and treat them nice and do all the things. So that's the main thing, right? Yeah, too cute. Yeah. Yeah. She's the star of the show, pretty much. Yeah. She's the star. All right. Appreciate everybody. Again, have a great rest of your Sunday. I will be looking at this chart tonight while I watch the game, so we'll see what happens. But until the next time, everybody, as always, as I find the button to get out of here,